Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Jean if you haven't been here before, and today I'm filming probably one of my most requested videos off of my Instagram. I posted a photo last week, this one, and I ended up posting that on my story as well. I asked you guys if you wanted to see this video, which you guys already read in the title, but is how I edit my Instagram photos. So this is mainly going to be like post photo taking. I can do some more like stuff about taking photos and how you want to pose and all of that if you guys want me to. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's gonna be pretty easy, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know if you guys use any of these apps that I use or other apps you recommend. Just leave them down in the comments below. We need to turn off notifications so we do not get bothered during this video. So let's get started. I'm just going to share with you the apps I use first. The first one I want to show you is called HUJI, and this one you guys have probably seen like all over Instagram. All the girls are using it nowadays. So it's basically, this isn't even like good photo editing. This is just what you take your photo on. So it looks like this, and it's just like a disposable camera type effect, so you can take photos on here directly. You can't like apply the effect after, so you have to use this like while you're taking the photo, but it's really cool because when you put it up to your eye like this, then it opens up the screen. You guys can see my crazy setup right now. I'm literally filming at 11 o'clock at night, but then you can also flip it, selfie, take one. And then if you go to lab, you can see your photos in there, and they add like these really cool light effects that you can see on the photo, and they're always really different. And then it also has like the little date at the bottom, and it says at 98 because it's kind of like acting like we're in the 90s, like they're old photos. These are some ones I took this morning, so you can see they're always a little bit different. And then I went to the Kendrick Lamar concert, and like these were there, so you can see like the cool effects it does on every different one. These are of my friends, but I'm just showing you because like the lights are different and you really don't have like control over it. My favorite is when it has like this dust effect over it. So let's see if there's one in here. Okay, so we have some cute bikini ones in here too, but you can see like down here it has like this dust effect on it. That's my favorite, but of course you can't choose like when you take these. So that's an app you guys can use. It's a really fun one. Everyone's using it nowadays, and I feel like it makes, when you're struggling to take a picture, if you don't like the lighting or something, using HUJI is a really good way to get a good picture like in an instant, because they always have like that artsy effect on them. So even though they're not like perfect quality, because of that effect, it makes them good, if that makes sense. So like taking those at a concert last night was perfect because it's hard to get like a good like just normal photo at a concert. So getting like more of a fun kind of affected photo like these ones that me and my friends were doing just made things a lot easier, because otherwise like this picture of my friend in a field would have looked weird if it was just a normal photo in a field compared to like with those effects. So that's one app that I use all the time. If you guys wanted to know, I used it on this photo here that's on my Instagram. Pop it on the screen. Now for a normal photo, I'm going to show you a few different things that I use. So for a normal photo that I take on my phone with normal lighting, or even pictures that I take on my camera, the first thing I always use is VSCO. So I'm going to go to that. I do post on my VSCO. If you guys want to follow me, you can. I don't post on there often, and usually it's just like pretty much the same kind of stuff I post on my Instagram, but let's just choose a photo. So these are photos that I've already kind of put in there before. Let's do this one. I don't think this is edited. So you can import your photos here. These are photos that are already imported. You can import by hitting the plus button at the top, and then you can edit from there. So I'm just going to edit, most of these I've done. I'm going to edit this one from a birthday shoot I did. So this is not edited at all. What I like VSCO for is straightening and fixing some of the colors. So the first thing I always do, which is super important in photo editing, is straightening and cropping your photo correctly. So I go to adjust, and then I will always straighten, and you want to find a line in the picture that needs straightening. So I'm looking at the bridge in this photo to make sure that's really straight with that white line there. It looks already pretty straight, but sometimes if your picture is taken like this, you'd always want to straighten it until it looks more like that. Perfect. And then you can go back to adjust and crop it. And so the perfect crop for Instagram, they say vertical photos are better on Instagram because when you're scrolling, you will see more of that photo. So the Instagram crop is 4:5. So I'm going to hit the 4:5, which is already preset in there. Now I'm going to move this down so you can see more of my dress and the balloons. So you can see that's a perfect crop for Instagram. So I'm going to save that. Oh, and then we want to go back and edit. So now we go back and edit into this. Now they have a bunch of effects and filters, and sometimes I use these just kind of like if I want something more crazy. One of my favorites that I use for high contrast is 04, this one, and then I will turn it down a lot so you can see it just adds a lot of contrast and deepness to it. Sometimes I'll just put it on like 2, and when you tap it, it does like before and after. So you can see it's like the slightest before and after. So I'm going to keep that on there. And also a lot of these effects, VSCO comes with a lot of them, but I did buy like the whole set of VSCO. It was really cheap. I think it was like $3 for all these other effects, and you only have to pay it once. So I did do that, so you guys know. Then you go to these little slidey bars and you can change all of this stuff. So for exposure, you can just kind of turn it up and down. I will do this depending on the photo. I usually like my pictures a little bit darker, so we're going to go a little bit darker. And then we can go to saturation and turn up the saturation a little bit to add a little bit of color. I think the biggest tip I have with this kind of stuff is doing things in very small amounts. Like, you don't want to go overboard. And I like VSCO's editing just because I feel like it's the most real and natural colors. Sometimes I'll use Instagram's a little bit. If I get a photo sent from a photographer that's already edited, I'll change like tiny little things on Instagram. But usually if it's my own photo, I like to do the photo and color editing on VSCO. So then the white balance is really important. Usually photos tend to lean on the warmer, orangier side, especially if it's a photo of yourself. Like, your skin can appear very orange. So sometimes if you want to turn the temperature down more cool, you can see the colors are getting a lot more neutral, the more blue I'm adding into it. So I'm just going to add a -1 into that, and you can see when I'm tapping the before and after, the blues are just picking up a little bit more in the sky. You can also do like a vintage effect where it adds the black around the sides. I'll do that sometimes. Oops, don't want my phone to die. You can also add the grain. I get questions about this a lot. VSCO is great for adding that grain kind of vintagey look. It's fun to add the grain over the VSCO photos too. They kind of go hand in hand. This photo, I don't want grain in it at all. I want more of a crisp look, but if you are going for that kind of look, a grain is good. I also like using grain when it's like not a perfect photo, or on food photos. Grain looks really good because it kind of makes it more old looking. So if the picture's not good, the more old looking you make it, the better, if that makes any sense. You can also do the fade. I used to love doing fade. This looks good on more of like product shots. So many different stuff on here, but really I do such basic stuff. The most important thing is cropping, adjusting, and then I do exposure, saturation, and play around with that. So I'm going to save that, and then let's save that to my camera roll. Perfect. And then if we go to Instagram, I can show you. So there it is. You always want to hit this little arrow thing in the bottom corner to widen the entire photo. Then I always want to move it correctly. So there we have that. I'm going to hit next. And if you go down here to edit, these have the same things that VSCO kind of has. So brightness, all that kind of stuff. I usually don't use Instagram's effects unless I really want to change like little things last minute. But I'm just going to keep this as is, and then next, and then I would do all my stuff from here. So that's what that photo looks like. I will show you the before and after on the screen right now. See, very simple. I really don't do that much with my photos. Now let's show you more of like a selfie one. I moved all my editing apps onto one page just so you guys can like see everything better. I do use FACETUNE. I'm going to show you what I do on FACETUNE and all that. I'm sure you guys have heard of this app. It's kind of like a joke app in the beauty community especially. So I'm going to open FACETUNE, and let's pick a selfie we want to edit. I edited that one earlier, which is already on my Instagram. Let's find a selfie. Okay, so here are some selfies. This is the photo that was on my Instagram that I edited that everyone wanted to know about. So I'm actually just going to re-edit this one. This is a perfect example. So for FACETUNE, the first thing I will always do is kind of smooth out my skin, because you can see some texture and stuff, especially when you have good lighting and it's a selfie. It's easy to pick up texture on your skin. So I go to the smoothing tool, and then you can move. So I'll zoom in closer to my face. I take the smooth, just the one water droplet because it's less. and I will just go over these areas of my face. I kind of like do it fast with my finger. I don't like hold down and really smear it. I just kind of go over the areas as fast as possible so things still look natural. I don't want to over edit things and make people think like, you know, false advertising or anything like that. And then because you can see my face is pretty smooth there, but then my body kind of shows that, I will go over like parts of my body just really quickly so they kind of mesh together. And here you could see before and after, before, after, just a little bit of smoothing. So that's good. And then I like to go to the details tool. This one's really cool to apply onto your eyes. Obviously I'm wearing sunglasses, so I'm not going to do that, but it's also good for jewelry. So I'm going to zoom into my earring and kind of like drag over the earring, and you can see right now it just makes the gold pop a little bit more. And then we can add this a little bit around to our sunglasses very quickly. I have a very soft touch using FACETUNE so things stay natural. A details tool is also really good for like glossy lips. Tap over that. For highlight, detail is amazing, so I'm just going to tap on the highlighted parts of my face, and you can see that just adds a little bit more pop, especially you can see on my lips. I'm going to highlight here a little bit, detail, detail. It just makes those little things pop out. But you just want to be careful with this because if you use detail too much, it will be just a little too crazy. So I'm going to save that to my camera roll. And then next for coloring, because I did create kind of like an orange looking effect, I'm going to take it into VSCO. We're going to upload it. And then this is where I kind of use the effect. So I used this one on that photo. I just really liked the orange tones it brought out. Some people don't like that, but I love that kind of look. So, but the good thing about this is you can turn it down like a lot. Turn it down a lot. So I dragged it like a quarter down, and then I'm just going to darken it up because it is a little bright. So I'm just bringing it down like 1 point. You can see the before and after color. It just makes everything pop a little bit more. And then I'm going to save that. Boom, boom, boom. Go to my Instagram. I don't think this is the exact same edit that I did before my Instagram, but there you go. You can see that picture is edited, and here is the before and after. So, yeah, it's always a little bit different. I don't remember exactly what I did, but just trying to show you the different things that I will use. Using the Layout app, and the Layout app is actually made with Instagram. So my favorite photos to use for this are vertical photos of me. It has like all these different things. It's just basically adding the photo in more than once. So you can choose like the 3 one, and then here I would zoom in so I fit the box as much as I can with still having head space and feet space. That's always really important, to keep a little bit of space above your head and a little bit of space above your feet. So I love using this app to create like a 3 kind of thing. It makes things interesting to look at. Or you can also, so obviously that's the same picture, you can also click 2 of them, and I do this a lot too. So I'm going to take this one, which is a different pose but the same type of photo, and then we can do like the 2 one, and then again I'm going to zoom in, and then there you can just see like me doing 2 different poses. So this app is really cool. You can also do it with a selfie. So this picture is crazy of my hair, and you can do like the box ways, which is really cool. 4-way, even that kind of looks cool. It just makes things interesting, so I love using this. So let's go back to this one. I liked how this one looked. We're going to do the 3-way. I'm going to zoom in. You try and want to match up the sizing to make sure everything is zoomed in as close as possible. So then I'm going to save that. It's going to save right to my camera roll. And then the last app I want to show you guys does some cool effects too, and this one I get a lot of questions on. So it's called AFTERLIGHT. All these apps are free, by the way. Besides the colors I chose in VSCO, I bought like the extra ones, which you totally do not need to do to use that app. So this is called AFTERLIGHT. I'm going to choose the photo we just put together in 3-way, use, and then this one is really cool for some dust effects and the light effects. So first you click this little like white square and you can choose the dusty effect, and they have all these different like dust effects on here. You'll see this is really popular with bloggers and kind of product shots. It looks really cool. So you can just add like these little dust marks. There's all different ones. There's one that you can see a little bit better. Okay, so this is a dust effect. I don't love this one, but just so you guys can see it. So you can flip the dust effect, so now you can see the whites more on the top of the photo, or you can flip it this way by clicking these buttons right here. So this one's really cool, just kind of add onto your photos again. Also, not only do they have the dusty, but they have the lightly, which is really cool, and this kind of adds like those light effects that the HUJI app does. So they have all different ones, and you can see here, it just kind of adds something cool to your photo. And let's find one that I like first for this one. So I kind of like this one. Again, you can turn it up and down, which is really nice. Sometimes it's nice to fade the light a little bit so it looks more natural in a part of the photo. And then you can also click this little colorful circle and you can change the color of that specific effect. So they have all different ones. Maybe they have a red one that would look nice. This one is more orangey red, which I think always looks pretty natural. And you can turn it down a little bit. And then here you can see the before and after. So it adds just something little. I really like this app. They have, and then you can hit done, max size, and save it. So I hope I explained everything pretty well. That was honestly kind of hard to film just because I'm doing it on my phone and then I have to put the screen up on here. And I hope I didn't ramble on too much for you. So if you guys enjoyed this video and if you enjoy my channel, please hit that big subscribe button down below. I would love to have you guys. I'm launching some really cool merch when I hit 50K and you guys are growing way too fast for me. So hopefully it can be done in time when I hit 50K because I'm super excited about it. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in my next one. Bye!